roller coaster that is Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler at the UFC 303 main event has taken a turn for the worst. Just moments ago, Ariel Helwani tweeted this, the latest on UFC 303. Around this time last week, all of the anxiety surrounding the UFC 303 main event seemed to start to dissipate. By Wednesday, no more feelers about replacements were being sent out. All systems seemed to be a go again. Later in the week, Chandler did an interview with The Pivot about it being all good, and on Saturday, UFC was promoting it again on the ABC Fight Night telecast. There was a scare about the fight being off, and the scare appeared to be no more. But since this morning, multiple sources are now saying feelers are being sent out again for June 29th for a replacement and or new fights. In short, there seems to be pessimism all over again regarding the status of the 303 main event. Actually, even more pessimism, it seems, than on Monday last week after the presser was canceled at the last minute. Is this insurance, due diligence, emergency replacement mode? Remains to be seen. It's all developing again, but it doesn't appear as though we're out of the woods either way just yet. More to come, and hopefully a definitive answer one way or the other in short order. This is not great news. I know how much Dana White hates Ariel Helwani, and he may hate him even more after this tweet.
Ariel, he's here.
Okay,
He's here. He's here now.
All right.
You got any questions about the fight?
Obviously, it was a big story.
Yeah, he's here.
We spoke about it. It's a part of the story.
I understand. Which part of what story?
Of this fight. A lot of people are interested in watching this press conference to see if Nick was going to show up because he wasn't there yesterday. So
he's here today, and I guarantee you he'll be there tomorrow at the weigh-ins, and I guarantee you he will be there Saturday.
No one's doubting that, but just wanted to get the reason why.
You want to antagonize him. You want to aggravate him and get him pissed off.
That absolutely not.
Totally the truth. That's why I knew what your question was right when I called it, right when you picked up the microphone. You never even ask questions first. You usually hang back and wait. Ooh, you had to get that first question. You knew what you wanted.
God forbid.
You want to piss him off and aggravate him. Would you have any questions about the fight?
My gut says that he probably wouldn't put out this lengthy update about Conor McGregor, who he also has a great relationship with, without really believing in it. Still, it's an update without any real details, and we have no idea what the holdup or what the obstacle here is. It could be an injury that was sustained on Conor's end that may be forcing him to pull out of the fight, which is something he swore he'd never do or actively disparages fighters for. Maybe everyone around him is suggesting he rehab the injury first before his return, and he's insistent on fighting through it, and it's still touch and go. We have no idea. It's pure speculation right now. I'm sure McGregor's biggest haters are saying it's due to his extracurricular activities outside the cage, or him holding the UFC hostage for more money, which, as Helwani said, there's rumors that feelers were sent out to new fighters this morning to potentially even change the UFC 303 main event entirely. And some are claiming it could be Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka 2, which would also be pretty cool, but obviously nothing could replace a Conor McGregor fight in the aura and scale. It's hard not to see all of this from the outside and feel a little sad for Michael Chandler, who's had to wait endlessly for this Conor McGregor fight. The UFC has certainly been in this position before with canceled main events, short notice fights. Heck, they've even had to cancel an entire event before.
One of my all-time lows as being president of the UFC over the last 11 years. For the first time in 11 years, we're going to cancel an event.
But if the Michael Chandler versus Conor McGregor fight does not happen this month at UFC 303, what would you say is the biggest reason for the failure? What burden of responsibility belongs to Conor? Does it belong to Dana? Does it even belong to Michael Chandler, who's had to wait all this time? As more news breaks, we'll be sure to bring it to you here at MMA Tabs. In the meantime, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know down below your thoughts on this roller coaster main event. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? What do you see happening on June 29th in Dublin, if anything? And that does it for today's video, but make sure you're liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and clicking the bell notification so you can get notified every time we drop a new video. And in case you missed it, check out yesterday's news.